Hey guys, welcome back to SoaR Valorant. I'm Tenji, a Radiant Sentinel main, and today we're diving into Vyse, Valorant's new Sentinel and Initiator hybrid. She specializes in battlefield control, isolating enemies, and pretty much just punishing over-aggression, which in ranked is, quite common. Whether you're new to the game or a seasoned pro looking for some advanced tips, this guide is for you. So yeah, let's get into it. Vyse's Razorvine ability is her crowd control powerhouse. It lets you throw a hidden nest of liquid metal, which becomes invisible after landing. When it triggered, it expands into a thorny nest that damages and slows enemies who pass through it. Go into this, you will get slowed and damaged. On defense, the Razorvines are best used in combination with all your other abilities, right? So let's say you're on Ascent on A again. You have put your Shear already on A main on a choke point. You're putting the Arcros right here. You're gonna put the Razorvines right here, and then one more right here. Or maybe even, anti-jet dash, whatever you feel like. You're playing under, or gen, or dice. Get the gist of it. Now, hear the wall being activated. You're gonna pop both Razorvines. You're gonna pop the flash. And again, like this whole area, like there's no way this guy's gonna kill you, right? This is like a free pickup for you. You get the kill. You hide again, you wait for your teammates. As I said, this agent is all about stalling, getting at least like 1 or 2 picks, and then just, waiting for your teammates, waiting for your rotations. Especially in combination with all the abilities together, you can make some really annoying and awkward setups for the enemies. As you can see right here, like I don't think, I would rather walk into like a full Cypher site than all this, I can't lie. And again, on attack, let's say we're in post plant once again. Plant a spike, and the enemies want to retake. Now, you can put one right here. You can put one, say, into heaven. Or even, right onto the spike to stall. Not like that. Okay. Yeah, there you go. Once again, the Razorvines are really flexible on attack as well. Now, let's say you're in post plant, you plant a spike on A again, and you still have your Razorvines. You can put one here, right, into the most common choke points, and you just want to stall the retake. So as soon as you hear them trying to retake or attempting to retake, you just activate the Razorvines, and you will slow the retake immensely. Like they will waste like an Omen Flash, Kaio Flashes, they will waste so much utility just because you activated one ability of yours, and you can perfectly stall the retake and make it much harder for them to even attempt the retake. Now, what you can do as well, you plant a spike right here, on default, and you're playing kind of more defensive. As soon as you hear them like drop onto gen, you just activate this one. You activate the Razorvines, and they can't defuse because they will get damaged, they will get slowed, they will get peaked even, It's just perfect for stalling, for buying time, for helping your teammates rotate, flank, whatever it is. This is the ultimate stall agent, pretty much. A small pro tip that I like to use in my games, especially in ranked, is early on, the barrier drops, you throw your Razorvine right here, and as soon as you hear them rushing B main, or even like contacting up, and you can like kind of jiggle this angle, you activate this Razorvine, and they're going to be panicking, right? They're going to be panicking, peeking right here, holding this one, so they don't get peeked. Now we have a SoaR, let's say on lane, and he just throws his recon dart right there, or maybe even there, and then you can just peek them, get like a freebie, fall back, and play retake with your teammates. The small stuff like this is just very useful, especially in ranked where people, where they're not as aware as like in scrims or anything like it. You can use this pretty much everywhere on the map, like even maybe here, they're pushing mid a lot, you activate this one, SoaR's gonna throw a dart right here, you get a freebie, and you get out. Now, next up is Shear, which is pretty much a wall you can place in narrow corridors, or like any choke point that has 2 walls next to it, like A main for example, like tree. So what you want to do is you want to place this wall like this, and then it will cut off anyone who goes over this line, which is pretty much only going to be one enemy. Let's say the Jet is going to dash in, right? The wall is going to activate, the team is going to be behind this wall, they can't help Jet anymore, and then you place an Arcros right here, you hear the wall being triggered, you activate Arcros, you have a Jet just, fully blinded, alone, cut off, get a pick, you fall back again, and then you wait for your teammates to rotate in. and then the wall will drop, but by that time, hopefully your teammates will have rotated. Again, this ability is highly flexible, so let's say you're attacking, you plant a spike once again, and now it's post-plant, right? You still have your wall, and you can just place it, let's say you place it here, right? They break the door, they want to retake, one guy goes out, he's isolated, you kill him, and the retake is already shattered, right? Again, the abilities are so flexible for both defense and attack, you can get really creative. Like, I'm only showing a couple of examples, right? But I'm sure you guys get the idea of it. However, you can also use this wall to take care of flank, kind of. You know, it's not a Cypher trip, it's not a Killjoy alarm bot, but what you can do is you can just place this wall on flank, and as soon as someone flanks and goes over this, you will know, hey, someone is flanking. It's not the best, but it's better than nothing, especially if you know, hey, the enemies like to flank. You can kind of, you know, condition them to think, hey, there's gonna be a wall on flank, let's not flank anymore. Now, you can also just make a normal setup on site, you know, to anchor the site, and you can do some pretty good stuff with it. Let's say you're playing behind Gen, you place one flash here, they're pushing in, right? So, pressing the ability button again, and then just peeking with it, right? Honestly, you will get at least like 1 or 2 free kills, and it will make the retake for your teammates, or even just for the rotation, so much easier. Now that we've talked about some defensive plays, Vyse is also pretty flexible, and you can also do some, honestly, pretty good defensive plays with it. So, let's say you took A side, you planted the spike, and now you're in post plant, right? So, what you want to do is, you still have your Archros, you place it into heaven, just for example, you know. You sit here, and as soon as the enemies want to retake, or if they're flooding or whatever, you just pop the flash, and you're peeking with it. You can also set up your teammates, of course. Let's say you have a Jet sitting right here, and he's calling for the flash. So you just pop it, and the Jet gets like an ace, right? The same thing can be done, you know. Let's say you put one here. The enemies are coming out of tree. You pop the flash, and they're just blind, right? If they don't dodge it, of course. But honestly, stuff like this makes this Sentinel and Initiator hybrid, as I said, just very flexible and very fun to play as well. Now to one of the more advanced use cases of Vyse, and especially the Archros. There's a different sound cue for when you actually flash an enemy with the Archros. If you want to get early info as Vyse, because you have no cam, you have no turret, right? So you can place it somewhere in like a choke point, let's say B main, right? The barrier drops and you pop the flash. If the sound cue is this one, B main is empty. Now, if there's a different sound cue, you will know, okay, at least one guy is in B main right now. It's pretty much like Skye, right? And her flash, where she is pretty much used to get info early on. You know, the most popular example being Bind, B-Long, right? Throwing that flash like pretty much every round. And you can get info for your team and say, hey guys, B main is clear, watch out A main. And finally, Vyse's ultimate ability, the Steel Garden. It's a devastating ability that sends metal thorns erupting from the ground, jamming enemy weapons after a brief wind-up. This makes it perfect for turning a tide of a close round or shutting down aggressive pushes. Let's come to the first use case, area denial. So let's say you want to execute B-side on Ascent. You go right here, and as you can see on the minimap, the radius is huge, right? It's a large area, and you can ult the whole site. You smoke off CT, you smoke off market, and then you're ready to hit B-side. Now, anyone hit by this ult, being in the radius, they won't be able to use their primary gun. They will probably only have a classic, shorty, tariff, whatever it is. However, it makes it much easier for you to actually hit the site. You can also use this to stop retakes. Once again, you can just stall. Let's say you're noticing the enemies pushing out of market, pushing out of CT, pushing out of main, even flanking. Just go right here, you activate it, and you just completely shatter the retake attempt. At last, coming to some playstyle tips. There's like an aggressive way to play Vyse, but also a more passive way to play Vyse. What you can do, as an example for an aggressive playstyle, you can take control of, you know, B main, you know, narrow spaces pretty easily. Let's say you put an Archros right here. The barrier drops, walk forward slowly, someone peeks you, you just flash, you kill them, or you force them back, you know. Then you can use Shear to just make it trip right here. You don't even have to peek the angle. You can just put it like this, and then you go back. And just like this, you have B main control. They can only be here, which is a lot of info for your teammates. And you can kind of condition enemies like this. So you can either play with this wall, right? Pick up a kill and fall back, or you can just completely leave B main. They will have to use util anyway. They will have to be more cautious, knowing you could be right there and fighting it, right? But they don't know that. So you can use this for like conditioning and making aggressive plays, catching them off guard. But again, you don't have to. You can also just fall back, let them use their util, let them waste their util, and then they won't have any util left for the actual side hit. Now, on A side, this wouldn't work as good, because you can put the trip right here, the shear, but then again, people could just jump over it. So I would suggest making a more passive setup on this side, where you can just like, you know, safely anchor the side, which I showed you before. You know, put some Razorvine C in there. You can also, you know, highly vary. If you know, hey, this jet is gonna dash right here, you put one right here. If you know he likes to dash gen, you put one right here. You put an arc rose on dice, the shear triggers, you activate the Razorvines, you activate the flash, get a kill, fall back. You could also play here, which is a bit more risky, but also pretty rewarding. Now you flash, you peek, and then you try to get out, right? You don't want to get more than one, get your one safe pick, and you get out again. A more passive playstyle, but still very, very useful to your team and, you know, to win your ranked games. Vyse is an agent that thrives in control, position, and punishing over aggression. With her unique blend of zoning tools and weapon disabling abilities, she's a perfect fit for players who like manipulating the battlefield to their advantage. Whether you're playing aggressively or holding down sides, as I've showed you, Vyse's kit has everything you need to dominate the game. Let me know in the comments how you plan to use Vyse. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more Valorant tips and guides. Thank you.